I put some product in my hair because Rich was coming on.
It looks nice. You look good.
Thank you. Bam, we're live. I wonder if Rich uses any product. I wonder if if he advertised product, like if he would probably move the needle on that.
Like a certain gel he uses or something, or like a.
Yeah, there was 1 year at the games, and I remember asking. It was in the behind the scenes. It was so funny, and I think I asked James Hobart. I was like, I wonder what kind of sunscreen Rich uses, and Hobart goes, I don't know, but if you find out, that company's going to skyrocket. and then Rich walks up and he heard what we were talking about. He goes, I don't use sunscreen. And then Hobart goes, all sunscreen companies are going out of business. like he didn't miss a beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, all sunscreen companies are going out of business. I don't use sunscreen.
Badass.
Hey, dude, I'm looking at this. There's a post that I sent you.
In the notes?
No, it's about the USA weightlifting. Is it USA weightlifting? I need to see exactly what it is. Again, I forget. But some organization, let me see what it is. It was a Minnesota court is forcing USA powerlifting to allow transgender women to.
Do you want me to bring it up? I have it here.
There it is. Trish already knows. Look it. Trish already knows. Oh God, I won't bring this up when Rich is here. Hi.
Saved.
Edit the show. Yeah. We'll get back to USA powerlifting when Rich is gone.
Uh-oh. We're not gonna start that hot though.
Yeah. Dude, that background is sharp.
It's just a metal wall.
Yeah, it's really sharp. Hey, what's up, Trace? And a boy.
He can't hear you. Say hey.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey.
He says hey.
Perfect.
What I missed? What are we doing? What are we talking
Nothing.
about?
I'm just really excited. I just leave it at this. USA powerlifting is allowing men to compete in the women's class, and I just can't wait till a fucking man enters the women's competition at CrossFit. Hey, let me just ask you this in all seriousness, without it being political at all.
Yep. That's not political. Political. I don't understand how that's political.
You're right. Okay, without getting into the science of it, let me ask this. I think CrossFit's.
It's not science. It's common sense. Sorry.
Whoa. I think CrossFit's too hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand, like, if you're a dude and then you I don't know. It just seems like powerlifting's easier to, I don't know. It just seems like CrossFit's too hard. Do you think we're ever going to get a dude who's going to enter the women's comp? I mean, like as a serious contender. I mean, I know we already do have it, but do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, like I said, it just comes down to common sense at this point. Like
would you do it, Rich? You could win. It could be money.
No, I don't know if I could win. I don't know if I could win, man. I don't know if I could win. A trophy, yeah, win a trophy.
Yeah,
Trice wants to know if I thought why I didn't think I could
Your
win.
Dad's a quitter. He can go over to the women's comp and win.
He's a quitter.
Well, I think the contention is that they think that those, you and I and some of us are convinced. Oh, that's a pretty girl. Wow. Oh my goodness. How old's that? That's not Lakeland. Who's that?
That's Violet. Violet just turned 5.
Wow, hey. Violet. Holy cow.
Yeah. They're just swinging on rings, and we're in the back facility. Crazy. So Trice is they're just flipping and jumping and doing all that stuff. Being kids, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah, wow. How many you have? I always ask you this. You have 4? 3.
Yeah.
So the thing is that me and you are just convinced, me and you fall in this thing where we're convinced, like, if you're just born a guy, you're born a guy. It's like one of those things you can't change, right?
Yeah.
Like it's okay to, if you want to wear a dress or chop your penis off, more power to you, but you're still a guy. That's where
at a certain age, yes.
And then, but if you transition someone at 3, I personally think that's I think that's like abuse. Yeah. Because I just saw they transitioned a kid at 3. You can't do that, right? That's like, you should go to jail for that. Maybe.
My opinion, we should be using common sense at this point.
Yeah.
And my kid wants to be Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not going to paint him blue and give him spikes, Like,
right.
Oppressive. You're oppressive.
You could probably afford that, though, to have some steel implants put in your kid. The first of an experiment.
Make him fast. No, but
You know what Travis Bagent told me? He said, I go, hey, dude, you're young enough to where you could create another NFL quarterback as a grandchild.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, he said, if my son marries a 6 foot tall black woman, I'll create the greatest athlete who ever lived. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Logic's there.
Yeah. Yesterday we were talking, did a show just kind of like going over the the Open this year, and one of the guys brought up that it was your worst finish.
It is my worst finish ever
by far. And they were using that as a kind of a point of like, hey, maybe something's off with the programming.
On one workout / movement was what buried me, really. I mean, if you look at my overall placing, I purposely stay off the leaderboard until the very end. And I mean, I knew my thruster was not going to be anything impressive coming back from shoulder and getting my knee back to a functional place. I hadn't been doing a ton of strength work, so I knew it wasn't going to be good. But to see, I guess, what that one workout did to an overall score was a little, frustrating. So,
yeah, I have a handful of friends who beat people in 3 workouts, and then because of that workout, they finished worse than their friends. I know a bunch of people.
Yeah. I mean, there was one workout that was, well, not even one workout, one movement that was heavily skewed in one direction.
The thruster. You're talking about the thruster.
Yeah, the thruster. Yeah, the thruster was I personally, just not a huge, I love thrusters. I think they're a great movement. I don't like them for a 1 rep max movement. I mean, you can test better with a clean and jerk. And I don't love the one, I don't know, a 1 rep max in the Open that I guess you do have to work to get to, but don't really have to work to get to. I thought we figured out that was a bad thing to just 1 rep max in the Open. But it is what it is. It doesn't matter, like for me, when grand scheme of things, just is what it is.
So someone else was saying that basically there is no one who's even come close to you in your Open record period in the 12 years. I think this was your 12th year of doing the Open, and if you add all your placings together, it was like 78.
Yeah,
and then now you finished worse than all of your placings put together.
120 something. Yeah. So I mean, I would compare like myself. Tyler Christoffel did incredible. I think he was like top 5 or something like that. I mean, he thrustered 50 more pounds than me, so he deserved to be ahead of me, but we were almost comparable on every single workout, like a couple seconds or a couple reps in every single workout. And he was 4th or 5th. And then the one, and here's the deal though, is you got to be well-rounded. And then thruster came up and I'm not good at a thruster. So that's what happened.
Trish, $4.99, split this between the kiddos. They can each buy a candy.
Thank you, Trish.
Rich, did you ever?
That's the last thing these kids need is some candy.
Rich, during the thruster, didn't you ever just consider taking a little knee bend and a step forward there and adding about 40 more pounds?
Well, you could step forward, but you can't bend your knee.
Right. Yeah.
But
you kind of can.
But how can you step forward without bending your knee? It's a serious question.
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can. I mean, you can. I mean, I like you'd have to like waddle, but
Michael does it in the Halloween movies.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. Frankenstein did it.
Frankenstein.
Hey, so what happened like 20 minutes before you came on the podcast? Hillary's like, hey, you know what? You're up for the challenge. I'm going to leave the kids with you while you do the Sevan podcast.
Oh, no. The kids come with me pretty much. They go to Mother's Day out, a little like kind of preschool thing, 2 days a week. But every other day when I wake up, they're like, you going to the gym? Can I go? And so they're here every single day, just wreaking havoc. I mean,
are they homeschooled, Rich?
We're not to school yet. That'll be next year. I don't have the patience to homeschool. I can barely do Lakeland's homework with her without losing my mind. So that's not one of my talents is patience with learning things. What do you mean you can't understand why C makes a cuss sound? I'm bad. So yeah,
what about hiring someone to homeschool them? You like school? Is the school good by you?
Yeah, we have a pretty good elementary school here. I don't really know anymore what the middle school or when we get to that point. Lakeland she's in 2nd grade, and man, she actually really likes going to school and enjoys it. She's a social kid, and really they all are. As Trice is pinned underneath a dumbbell at the moment, but they're Lakeland loves it. And so we tried homeschool with her for 1 year, and she didn't understand why the little two didn't have to do schoolwork while she had to do schoolwork. But she's just done way better with school. Hey, don't do that.
At the 10-minute mark, let's take a break from the Rich Froning podcast, and let's just drop a piece of wisdom and schooling on all the listeners. I want to show you a comment here. This is a lesson. If you want to hang out with cool people, this is the most valuable lesson you'll ever learn in your life. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this comment. This comment from Johnny, and I love Johnny. Thank you for Johnny. You probably threw this up as an alley-oop for me. Sevan, ask Rich if he can get Michael Chandler on the podcast. Now, Johnny, the lesson here is when someone's cooler than you and you want to hang out with them, you never ask them for anything. So if Rich was like had a glass of wine, I wouldn't ask for a sip of his wine. If he had his arm around Hillary, I wouldn't be like, does she have a sister? If he was smoking a cigarette, I wouldn't ask for one of his cigarettes. It's enough for me that the cooler, like you have to know your hierarchy and the coolness. I can't ask Rich for stuff like that, but I appreciate it and for the opportunity to teach you how coolness works.
I'll reach out to Chandler and see if he'll come on one day. How about that?
Oh, Jesus. All right, fine.
There you go.
Fine.
There you go. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Thank you. And just so you know, bigger picture, that was high level manipulation on my part to trick Rich into asking.
Now he's stuck. Now he feels bad. It's called a guilt trip, everybody.
Yeah, that was a great lesson.
Uh-huh.
Social
experiment.
It was a trip to see you talk about coffee notes, and like you were doing coffee talk in a couple videos, and I was like, wow, Rich uses words like notes.
I don't understand, like when people are like, oh, it tastes like chocolate with whatever. I'm like, no, I mean, I could definitely, like, it tastes a little bit more like a Guatemala. I like a Guatemala or some type of like African bean just to switch it up every once in a while. But you know, like for me, what I taste, I guess, is like a Guatemala is a little bit more mellow, and then an African bean is a little bit more fruity, I guess. So I really enjoy coffee now and kind of geek out on it.
You think that if you could tell the difference if I gave you 3 coffees, you could be like, this is an Arabic bean, this is a Guatemalan, this is African?
Probably not that refined. Like I could tell you probably the difference in a Guatemalan and an African. Yeah, I think so. I think I could do that.
That's cool. I can't do that.
Can you hear my kids being obnoxious in the background?
No, it's fine. You can do whatever you want. You do.
No, I just don't want everybody else to be like, shut those kids up or something like that.
No one gives a shit. No, everyone just can't believe you're here.
Yeah, she's fine. They're man, these kids, like the best description I've ever heard for them is they're feral. Like,
hey, give them a bag of weed and some rolling papers and throw them outside. Just don't give them a lighter and they'll be fine.
I know, they'll be fine. What? Hold on, Violet's stuck in the ring.
No, this is good. We get to watch. Oh, Violet.
I can still hear
let us see this. Let us at least watch Violet stuck in the rings. Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
I've had that before. Not with me personally, but my kids.
Oh, this is awesome.
Hey, that girl's faking that. When your dad's Rich Froning, you like, I'm stuck in the rings. Come get me.
Yeah. She knows what to do. She's fine.
She's got the manipulation thing down.
Yeah.
This is an interesting name, Tug Speedman.
Tug Speedman, huh?
This is Rich's world. We're just living in it. So Rich, what do you do with that? Oh, let's go back a second. So when you entered did you enter the open kind of on accident? I heard that you weren't necessarily planning on opening it. You just entered it on a whim. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, everybody around here is doing it, so I might as well be doing it. Tyler needed somebody to go and do the workout with him. And so I was like, I'm doing the workout, I might as well. And so I signed up for it. And then every day.
With no warm-up, right? I heard you did the first workout with no warm-up.
I warmed up.
Okay.
I'm too old not to warm up at this point. But yeah, I'm just to the point where it's like, I don't know, every day I went up for 23-2 A and B, whatever it was, A and B. And so I didn't get to do the workout on Friday with everybody. And then as the weekend went on, I was like, you know what? I might not even do the workout on Monday. And then Guy was redoing it, and Jake was doing it. So I just went ahead and did it. Like, yeah. So, and then you do 2, you might as well do 3. So now we're here.
So is this a trip? This has never been like this for you, where we go into this season. And I mean, it sounds like you have absolutely no plan. You're kind of just feeling around in the dark.
Yeah. I'm trying to feel out, like if I want to, I'm enjoying working out right now. I'm probably working out just as much as I would if I was competing. but just trying to have fun with it. Like if there's days where I don't want to do something, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to do it. So just trying to enjoy fitness. I'm going to do that mountain bike race. So I've been doing a lot of 3 days a week, some little extra session of mountain biking. So yeah, I don't know. You know, I guess right now I'm thinking, depending on how good or how complicated the workouts are for age group qualifiers and semis, I'll probably do all the online stuff. Just because it's fun. We're gonna have people doing it around here, and it gives me something to kind of look forward to. But we'll see about in person this year. I don't know. I'm gonna try to this is the last year before the kids go to school. I got recruited to coach Trice's coaches pitch team, so that's going to be a disaster. And so we'll see. You know, I want the kids to have a good summer. You know, everything always kind of gets shut down during summer because it's peak of us training and game season, and Masters schedule kind of aligns with. I'll be, as soon as the kids are done, all the online stuff is done till the game. So that might be where I kind of exit this year, and we'll see, make a idea or come up with an idea for the next year and see how everything goes.
Fuck, there's so many good questions popping up.
Go ahead.
No, but I want to wrap this thing up with the because I probably can make $500 off this clip if I get you to say the right thing here as a sub clip.
All right.
I gotta keep leading you down here. So have you looked at the schedule? Has Richard Lyle Froning Jr. looked at the schedule and seen what you have to do next and what the dates are all the way to competing as a Masters in the games this year?
Yeah, so age group quarterfinals is the first weekend in April. I'm Ron Burgundy. And then the semifinals is the final weekend in April.
Masters does both of those? Oh, yeah. I get. Wow.
Then they're done. Like you go age group online qualifier, semifinals, then it's just the games. So then you have basically from May till July till the games.
Hey, I think some of those dudes are juicing. Does that concern you? Like, I'm not judging them for it, but I think some of the Masters are like, they don't look like fucking normal dudes.
Isn't it TRT? Is that the politically correct term for that now? TRT?
It's the stuff I'm peddling.
Testosterone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, you can get a therapeutic usage exemption, I think. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that much, but
for the games. Hey, if you're going to do that, let me know. I know someone I want to hook you up with. I think you could get rich.
All right.
I mean, like Richard.
Richard.
Do not do anything like that unless someone's sponsoring you.
All right, deal.
Hey, I was also thinking about this. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted again.
Go ahead.
So are you going to, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think you're going to compete at the games this year?
At the games, I doubt it. That's just, I mean, like I said, from middle of May till July is kind of that's what the kids get for summer around here. They do kind of a year-round. It's called year-round school. It's not really year-round, but that's kind of peak of their summer. And we've just never really done, I mean, we have, like the COVID year, we did a kind of cross-country trip. But, you know, I want to, and if I can, I'm going to doing a competition in July. It's a Masters competition, a 3-person team. With some friends, and like it's against Darren, my cousin Darren, he's doing it, and then some of my other cousins. It's in, I think it's Fresh Coast, I think in Michigan. And so
what state is that in?
Michigan. And so yeah, it'll be fun. I can't not have some type of goal, so that's why I am doing the mountain bike thing.
Who's on your Masters comp team?
It's myself, Jordan Webb. He's the local softball coach around here at Cookville High School, good friend of ours, part of Mayhem athlete. And then Steve Swift, he's actually an engineer. I think he's a president of something at Speedway Motorsports, so NASCAR. He's basically in charge of a lot of the engineering at some of the larger tracks in NASCAR. He's been doing Mayhem athlete for a long time, a good friend of mine too. So
are those dudes strong? Are those dudes fit?
They're fit. It's gonna be fun. You know, it's on the west coast of Michigan, so it's there's some swimming and some sand running and stuff like that. It'll just be for fun.
That'll be a family vacation. Take the whole family up there to Michigan.
Yeah, that's where my family is, and then try to catch a Tigers game or something like that.
Is Hillary like, fuck, I don't want to go see those Hicks in Michigan?
Yeah, no.
No, okay. That part of Rich's family that eats possums. Fuck.
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, okay. You're the possum side. Sorry.
Yeah, we're the possum.
I don't want to go up there to those refined people. They use cloth napkins. Fuck. So 10% chance you do. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that you're like, okay, I'm 35.
Yep.
And this is the best chance to win it. And then I could take like cruise for 4 years.
Yeah. I just don't know. Like I thought that this year, I thought, I could just cruise. And then I'm in here working out with these guys and working out anyway. So I'm like, all right, we'll see. I don't want to put a percentage on it because I don't know. I hate when people are like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm never doing this again. And then they're right back. So if it's fun, if I can feel like, my personality, I'm not going just to show up to anything. I want to win whatever I'm doing. So if I feel like I can put in the time and train and, not take away from my family's experience on the summer, then yeah, I'll compete. But if not, then I won't. And first, hey, I got to make it. When that 1 rep max thruster shows up again, I might be out anyway.
Right. What about this notion that kind of Scott Panchik is doing so well with reduced training, and he's kind of resting on resting's too strong of a word because he's got to be working hard. But this notion that he has some shit in the bank, like
yeah, I mean we're all resting, right?
I guess I don't know. Do you believe
social
that?
Media tells you.
Yeah. Okay. So you think that's bullshit? You think Scott's a savage and he's working as hard as ever?
Oh, Scott. Yeah. I mean, it's like me saying I'm not working out that much, but I'm still working out a ton. It's just what we do, like we talked and we were like, I guarantee he's still working out hard. I'm less stressed if I miss something, miss a workout, or, if my body feels beat up, I won't necessarily hit something that I, might be on the list or something that everybody else is doing. But I mean, guys like us are just wired a certain way, and you can't just not do it, and you can't do anything halfway. It is what it is.
I was watching that Cameron Haynes podcast you did this morning, and you talked about doing more than one workout a day, and I had completely forgotten that you were the pioneer. You and Darren were the pioneers of that, because I remember coming out and visiting you, and it really was like that. It was like what you said in there. Oh no, Rich, don't do that. You might die. I mean, I
remember watching Every Second Counts and Tony Budding, the interview with him, and he's like, yeah, if you do 2 workouts a day, you might die.
Right.
And, it was like, oh man, are we going to die? And then the first time we did a workout that morning and that afternoon, we were bored. We're like, oh, let's do another workout, see what happens. And we didn't die. And the rest is history. Now we're working out 50,000 times a day.
Yeah, I remember coming out there and you and Darren working out in the morning and us filming it, and then at night going to some like corporate gym, and you guys did another workout, and it was some fucking crazy muscle up workout with 20-pound med balls between your legs.
That pissed me off so bad. Guy just watched that video the other day and brought it up to me. He's like, hey, let's do some muscle up with med ball, and I'd completely forgot about that.
And I was like, these guys are crazy. And I remember telling people at HQ, this guy's fucking nuts.
Psychos.
And now it's the norm, right?
No, you have to do it. You have to, or else you'll die if you don't.
Right.
Hey, wasn't that as far back as when the nickname popped up and it said Tin Man?
Tin Man, yeah, Travis Bagent. Yeah, or Bagent. Yeah, he gave me the no heart that I was going to lose the games because I had no heart.
Oh, tell me that he said that about you, no heart, regarding what workout?
No, he just said, I think you might have been doing the interview, but I think you were asking him who's going to win the games, or somebody asked him that. And he said, Froning has no heart. And so
start calling you the Tin
Man. So we started, I think, the Tin Man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Now I'm the Tin Man because I need oil in my joints. Now it's for a different reason. I've got plenty of heart. The heart's there, but the body's not willing.
Hey, what's crazy is it sounds funny now, but it was serious as a heart attack, people. Just the way no one used to squat below parallel. No one did 2 workouts a day.
No, no. We were kind of the first that, like I said, I remember specifically watching that video, and he's like, yeah, 2 workouts a day, you might die. Or at a level 1, they're like, you should give all the intensity you have, so you can't do another workout. It is what it is, which there is some truth to that. Like, I wish we could go back to the, not knowing how bad something was going to hurt and painful it is. So you just go at it. Like we were at the Arnold this weekend, and we had a little dinner with Bill and Katie, and they have this kind of I guess little like a serving, like if they have events, they can cook and do all this stuff. Well, on the video or the screen in there, they were playing the 2010 games. It was the final event. Sure enough, I'm getting, sweaty and worried, and just watching how full dummy I went on that first workout, and then basically just drunk for the next 12 minutes, 13 minutes, and then almost died falling off the rope. So idiot.
Where did you have I love the way you say
subtle flex.
They have this. Well, he doesn't even know. Rich doesn't know that he did that, I don't think.
Well, it's Bill and Katie, man. That's awesome. It's a cool little dinner spot they have that they,
on their property.
No, it's just around their area, and it's but
do they own the restaurant?
It's not really a restaurant per se. It's more like a serving area. And when they do venue or events and stuff like that, it was like a small group of probably 15 or 20 people. But man, it was.
Wait a second. You have a house, right?
Yep.
And then you have a gym.
Yep.
You're telling me that they have a place that's a building that they feed people in.
It's right next to their. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm not you're not luring me into this.
Give us a map.
Do you have a bidet? Do you have a bidet, Rich?
I don't. Somebody was talking about the clear rear the other day. I want to try it.
I don't know what that is. I like it. Can you pull that up?
Yeah.
So it's a poor man's version of a bidet. So you just add it onto your toilet, basically. I remember the first time I used a bidet was in Korea, and I pushed the wrong button because it was in Korean.
Yeah.
And you think it's like a water fountain, but it's more like a pressure washer, and it kind of surprises you.
Yeah.
I got a little penetration from the water.
Yeah.
Do you relax the Cheerio or do you tighten it up? Or is the water supposed to break the plane or not?
I have not put this on here, so I don't know, but that's the clear rear.
Here's the thing about all the new fancy toilets that are like $5 or $10 for the toilet. They're still made out of plastic. I don't like plastic on my toilet. I like porcelain.
Porcelain, you like the real stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just attaches right on there.
Right.
No more.
I don't want blue. I don't want that. That looks like it's like Listerine shooting at my ass. That could sting.
I think it's just for the model fish. I don't think it's a blue one.
Honey, my ass has the best breath. There he goes.
Oh,
okay. He must have got a phone call.
Stupid calls. Leave me alone.
Fusion Gains. I'm going to Mayhem this weekend for CrossFit weightlifting seminar. I'm going to spend way too much money on merch.
My kids thank you for their college education. Or if
There
they
you
don't
go.
want to go to college, they have to do it for some type of something. I don't know, but they can't get their money until they're at least bettering themselves.
We are privileged to hear Rich's kids.
They ran out into the main gym, so hopefully they'll leave us alone.
Wad Zombie. Why don't you have a card? Even if you don't use this guy, you should get a card. Even
I think
if you don't use this guy.
Hey, we actually have an idea for a game. Angelo is trying to flush out all the details because he's
board game.
Kind of almost like a card game. So how bad I am I don't play video games.
I saw you playing some games with your daughter in that.
I played Guess Who. I worked her on Guess Who.
You did work her. That was awesome. Does she have blue eyes? Well, it's Carol then.
Well, you're done. Farrah is your character. You just lost. And I smashed her on tic-tac-toe a bunch of times too. So
Yeah.
I don't let my kids win anything.
Because you're the master. I like how she looks at the camera. He wins because he's the master.
He's the master. Yep. It's never fun with us and family get-togethers because Hillary always wants to play games. And that's one of my hidden, I'm pretty decent at trivia. I'm pretty good at games. And so she starts talking trash. Well, then I don't talk trash. But then when I start beating everybody very badly, then I start talking trash. And then somehow I'm the asshole. It is what it is. But we had an idea. This goes back to Angela played Pokemon. I never played Pokemon. I made fun of kids that played Pokemon. Sorry. It's not
I made fun of
the
them
best
too.
thing I ever did. But, and so Angelo has already worked up this game where you have cards. Athletes are the cards. You can throw down movements to stump people, and I don't know. He's got a whole prototype set up. So maybe we'll reach out to Wad Zombie and partner on that. But
I want to partner on that too. I love the idea of a game, but you don't actually have to move. I hate those games where it's you have to do 10 burpees.
No. This is like you have a Rich Froning Carter, and so hey, he's pretty decent all around, but he really sucks at running. He couldn't swim, and you have different year models too. And so you could somebody has you're going to play the whatever athlete, the BKG, where he's going to win a long distance endurance event, and then somebody can stump you with something. So it was just an idea. It was fun when we were messing around.
Do you ever say his full name? Do you ever call him? Have you ever say Bjorgvin?
No, BKG.
No.
It's too. I don't want to mess it up.
Bjorgvin Carl Gudmundsson. I normally hate this question, this topic. I fucking hate this topic, but I actually like it for some reason now. And it sucks because of how much I hate it. But Jake Chapman is saying going on Rogan. And here's the thing why I hate it. Well, I'm not even gonna say why I hate it. At this point, I feel like he's missing out by not meeting you.
I've never met Rogan. I met Cam, and I know Cam's a good friends with him, but I've never actually met Joe. We talked on Twitter, I guess it's been like 3 or 4 years ago, and he mentioned about me coming out there and then just kind of ghosted. And so I haven't heard anything from him, from his people or whatever. So I don't know.
Like you guys, I mean, you guys have so much in common now. You're having so many paths intersect. Do you want to hear something that I heard?
What's that? Tell me.
I heard that after Matt I heard this, and I'm not making this up. I heard this from that after having Matt on, he said he'd never have another fucking CrossFitter on again.
Oh.
That's a fact. I heard that, and I didn't hear that from just some homeless guy on the street.
Right.
I heard that from someone who actually
knows Joe,
knows both of them, knows Rogan and knows Matt. Actually, now that I think about it, do you know who it is, Souza?
No. No. I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
I don't know. Well, I guess then I won't be on Rogan. That'll answer that question.
Yeah, it's like some guy dating a hot chick and fucking it up, and she's like, "I'm never dating dudes again." You're like, "Wait, what? Wait, that's just a jackass."
Like you just picked.
I don't smell anything like him. My dick is not a thimble. Hey, will you play that clip at the top of the notes? That's how was Cameron?
Man, he was awesome, dude. He like when we were going and we were like, I knew that he ran a lot, but he's probably one of the best runners I've ever seen. And dude has no plan, no fitness experience. He's just like Forrest Gump. One day he was like, I just started running, and he is an animal and just a cool dude to hang out with. And then it was. I
didn't like you running 20 miles with them. That was fucking stupid.
I did not like me running 20 miles either, especially with no food and thinking, hey, we're just getting, we're going to go. He's like, we're going to get some morning miles in. 4 hours later, we've summited 2 mountains and ran through town. And I was fine on the trail, but once we got to that freaking just pavement running, it was not a pleasant experience. But you know what? Scott ran the entire thing. Vandersloot. Yeah, he ran the whole thing with a camera. So I told Scott, I said, don't let him snipe you from us, though. But yeah, then that afternoon, I learned a ton shooting.
What do you mean snipe you? You mean like Cameron be like, hey, Scott, we're going to give you a job.
Camera guy? Yeah, for sure. I was like, Scott,
wow.
Scott was like, no, I can't run like that. Scott's a G, man. Scott's a dude. He's awesome just to have around camera wise, easy for me to interact with on a real level, and then is down for anything. Like we go on those hunts, and at no point is he complaining or he wants to go over that next ridge or do whatever. So he stays in shape. He gets in here every morning at 6 a.m. and grinds. So we got a really good media team that, fitness, they take it to heart, and they're in here and it's a ton of fun. So, but yeah,
there's an intimacy. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
There's an intimacy piece there that's like kind of crazy, because like if you have a falling out with someone, you want it to be the kind of person that won't then like bury you.
Right. Yeah. We always joke there's some burn files here somewhere. I guarantee it. Right.
And it's kind of like, it's interesting. I take note of that. So I watched Andrew Hiller was in a relationship with someone that I was privy to, and they had a fucking gnarly fucking hiccup in the relationship, and he didn't burn the dude.
Really? That's cool.
And, yeah, he could have. That's what he does, right? He made content, and I was like, wow, I respect that.
It's the world we live in today. It's like you could burn anybody for anything at any point. Like we've all said stupid stuff.
Right.
And yeah, that says a lot. One of my big things with people is loyalty. And, I've been burned on that a couple times and have learned through the past, it's a two-way street. Like and it's hard for me to not understand when people aren't as loyal as I think they should be or should have been. But then, if something is ever said or done, I try to just keep my mouth shut, because we're not gonna, everybody's gonna have their opinion regardless. But yeah, I mean, in this day and age, with as much media and cameras and everything is digital, that something can be dug up about anybody, about anything. And so, man, it's crazy the world we live in right now with that type of stuff. So to get back to you, like, that's awesome, like having people like that aren't just gonna be opportunistic on that and just burn people for whatever.
Right, like you and Scott, let's say you have some sort of hiccup, right?
Yeah.
And like,
I doubt it, but yeah.
There's a code.
Yeah.
There's a code, like once you let someone in so close that, like, hey, if we do fight, like, we got to walk away.
Yep.
There,
yeah, and that's
it's
the
like,
older I've gotten,
but you see, like, marriages, Rich, like where the couple gets the divorce, and then the fucking one of the sorry, I'm gonna say the wife, but pick what you want, and then the wife reports the husband for fucking tax evasion.
Right.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? We used to fucking have intercourse.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna burn it down, man.
That meant nothing to you.
I used to be inside of you. We have a fucking kid together. I mean, it's fucking nuts. I would never fucking do that. I've even thought of, like, but that meant a lot to me that Andrew didn't burn this guy. And he totally should have, but it was like, hey, he was intimate with this guy. They had a business relationship. It fell apart. And then he.
Yep. Yeah. We've had some people not so much like that, but it's what it is,
right.
Like I said, it's, and it's trying to force what I value onto other people. They don't have the same values. It's hard. It is what it is.
And it's hard for you, though, to trust a camera guy, right? Because he's there recording the shit, and he takes that shit home with him.
Yeah, I mean, our guys here, like, we're straight up, it's pretty real, and I think that's what I value, I guess, in our media guys and camera guys, is that we can be real, so you get the authentic. You get to know us a little bit better. I mean, there are things that are a little bit more polished, I guess. Language is usually cleaned up a little bit, just because it's more families. We'll get families that watch it. And,
How about putting your fingers on your crotch and then smelling your hand? Do you guys edit that stuff out, or do you just put that front and center on your?
I think you can see how much chalk is around the crotch and see, but it is what it is. Deductive reasoning,
I don't understand how anyone thinks that that's family appropriate.
No, it's probably not family appropriate.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's crazy.
I heard Candace Owens being like, well, defending it, like, well, she didn't have any dildos or butt plugs out. And I'm like, dude, is that where we're at? The lowest common denominator?
Well, if it's an elementary school, sometimes that's acceptable now. So who knows?
I know.
It just gets weird, dude, man.
It's a fucking halftime show.
Halftime show.
What's more important is guns never killed anybody sniffing crotches.
Right.
What is it? Happy Gilmore, the shirt? Guns don't kill people, I kill people.
Is that from Happy Gilmore?
Oh yeah, we've gone through in a little Adam Sandler, like getting the kids all caught up on Adam Sandler movies, and it started harmlessly with Grown Ups, and then I think now we're like Billy Madison. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that's not kid friendly. Whatever.
Dude,
Lakeland's like, why is he acting so stupid?
Well, that's good.
Lakeland, that's the comedy. It is what it is.
Hey, Rich, I bet you on 20 occasions I've started a movie with my kids, and 10 minutes in, I'm like, what was I thinking? And I just tried to turn it off. Yeah.
So we were talking about this the other day. My favorite movie when I was a child, one of my favorite, I went through like Ninja Turtles and all that stuff. Terminator 2.
Yeah, that was great.
Look at the release date of Terminator 2. I was, I think, 5 years old, and that was my favorite movie. And so you look at, like,
the special effects were out of control when that came out. Do you remember that?
It was incredible. I loved it. But then I'm like, there's so many F-bombs. There's so many whatever. I mean, I'll blame that. That's why my mouth's so bad, I guess. But like at one point he cuts his arm off and then like degloves himself. Yeah, 91. So I was
91.
4 when that movie came out. 4 years old. And it was my favorite movie.
Oh, hold on.
It was great.
Tom, this better be good. You better. What the fuck is going on here? Hold on. Sorry.
Do you have a call?
Okay, hold on. I'm having some issues.
Some technical difficulties.
So Rich, sometimes we do a live call-in show and we let people call in.
Let's do it.
But some people keep the number.
They got
so
this guy kept the number.
Yeah, he went rogue.
Would you like to pair a smartphone or tablet? Yes. Okay, hold on a second, Tom. I don't know why it disconnected.
Tom, there's a lot of anticipation building for this question. So
Don't ruin this.
Don't
ruin this for us.
Don't fumble the ball, baby. We'll have to disconnect that thing permanently.
Let me
Who's
see.
Tom? Is this like the bat phone?
I don't know.
This guy's an internet friend of mine.
Acquaintance?
Meaning I recognize him from the show.
Cyber friend?
Oh, shit.
Who gave Tom the live call-in number?
No, here we go. Okay, go ahead, Tommy.
Hey, Rich. So,
Hey, Tom.
first of all, I want to say huge fan of everything you do, all the content, everything.
I'm about to hang up on your ass.
Thanks,
No, I got it. It's coming. It's coming.
All right, that's what your mom said.
So there's a whole side group chat, right, from the people who are regulars on the Sevan Podcast, and one of the hot topics lately has been, because of Khalifa and NC reaffiliating, kind of revisiting the whole I'm out.
You better
situation.
be careful. You better not do nothing crazy to Rich. You better be careful.
Hey, no,
be gentle. Be gentle. Don't put him on the spot. Okay.
Have that finger trigger ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to hang up on your ass, Tommy.
So one of the things that was brought up in response to the people who were going hard on Jason was, hey, there's some superheroes in the space who were kind of on that train too.
Yep.
And of course, they shared your video. So my question is, it's so super gentle. Looking back, how could you have handled that differently, or how do you wish you had handled that situation?
I don't think.
God, I would have I'm going to give you kudos, Tom. I'd have never fucking brought that up, and that's about as gentle as you could have brought it up. Good.
I would say that a leader of a company, of a movement, needed to have more tact in the situation. When you're in charge of such a large following of people and group of people, man, I think more harm was done if he could have explained his point a little bit better, versus one tweet with kind of a very, and that's not Greg's style. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me. That wasn't, I guess that was the one thing that kind of broke it all. Just with affiliates and there was some frustration on my end from, I felt like we were a big part of the community, the games and what we had kind of done as the groundwork. And then I guess it was 2018 when Greg kind of came in, and it felt like he got mad because Dave's sandcastle was bigger than his, where, Greg was kind of very hands off, and it's his business. He can do what he wants with it. But was very hands off, but then kind of decided to jump back in and kind of like I said, wipe out the sandcastle, and something I felt like a lot of us, Jason probably one included, we'd been, not since day one, but we'd had a big part in growing and the growth in the game side as well as the affiliate side as CrossFit collectively. And so, to have that was part of it. And then just not a ton of support from the affiliate side. There was no real help, no real marketing, no, all these kind of not empty promises, but just this. Then CrossFit Health came up, and what was CrossFit Health? And there was no clear leadership. And I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me on that. That a leader of a company needs to have a little bit more tact when you can take out the whole. I mean, it did a lot of damage at that point. You look at about 2 or 3 year span, and a lot of damage was done. I mean, you look at how many affiliates were deactivated. You look at what happened with the games numbers. You look at or the open, I guess, participation, and then just they kind of just
I mean, the 2018 thing, for those of you who don't know, they fired basically 100 people from HQ.
Yeah.
And basically the entire media team.
And my deal is like, hey, it's your company, you do what you want. But when it starts affecting others outside, hey, this is my time to, and we never unaffiliated. And I never, I said, hey, we got to have some type of new leadership. Then CrossFit's such a cool thing and such a good thing. The community is incredible. Could it have been?
Hold on, Tom. He got a phone call, so he went black. He'll be back in 1 second. Sorry.
Is Tom still on the line?
So I'm trying to,
I think so.
Tom's trying to derail my response. So, yeah. Like
that was Rory who called trying to break this up.
Break it up.
Rich Tanks, the Mayhem Empire brand.
So, yeah. I don't know if in my rambling there I kind of touched on your point, but
hey, Rich, I'll pile on with Tom here. You know what just broke my heart's too strong, but like when I go back and see some of the like I was looking at that Beyond the Whiteboard panel.
Yeah.
And you were on there with some just people that I think are just world-class douchebags. And so that's where you're basically saying, hey, this was the straw that broke the camel's back. But there were some people on there who were close to Greg, much closer than you, and especially even just the Beyond the Whiteboard people, like the Mo and Khrennikov guy, and just for them to kind of rally people together. And some of those people, like I just think, where would the fuck would some of those people be without him? But I agree with what you're saying. It was a tough time, and it should have been explained better. But sometimes I see with some of these woke motherfuckers in these panels, and I'm like, Jesus, how did Rich get sucked up into that?
I will say that I learned a lot about a lot of people in that probably 3-week span, man. I was on a ton of different calls, and you kind of learn, oh, this is people's motives.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll 100% say that, you know, you do get caught up in the moment, and hey, you see something that you love and are a part of, and you want to try to save it. And, you know, at this point, there's no, you know, it was at a very tipping point. You're frustrated. You know, a lot of these people I didn't know a lot until that point. And then I'm like, I'll get on this call. You know, there was 4 or 5 different groups, and everybody, at some point, somebody was like, hey, I'll give you the money to buy it. And I was like, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be that person. It's not my thing. I think, you know, if we could have just completely split off from Mayhem and been fine. And I didn't want to do that because I know the value of the community and how much we want to be a part of the community, how great we all are together. And I know that name CrossFit, we all have that in common. You know, if you look at us, proven hard work pays off, Khalifa, NC Fit, whatever it is, that the name and under that umbrella CrossFit, we can do so much more together better. And so, and you know, being on those panels and some of that stuff, I didn't know any of those people from Adam other than, you know, like 1 or 2 that I was like, oh yeah, I'll be in on that. And so I understand the frustration, but I love Greg, what he did in the beginning, but I think it had kind of outgrown his, and that happens in any business, you know, it happens in anything that it kind of, people might be right for a certain point in a, you know, in somebody's life, in business, in whatever, and then at some point you're going to have to grow.
I don't, but dude, I don't, God, I feel like that's the conventional wisdom, but here's what I'm tripping on. I don't think Greg thought he was running a business. I think he's running a movement.
Right.
And that's why I think we're in a culture crisis right now, Rich, because
it's tough
because that's what you're running at Mayhem.
Yeah.
That's what Street Park is running. They're running cultures.
Yeah.
They're running values. They're running value systems. They're running cultures. And that's why those are flourishing. And this isn't I don't think this is a business. And I don't think that they know that. I don't even know if Dawn knows that yet.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not, dude. I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I would agree with you. You got to have a strong set of values in your.
And Greg had those values for CrossFit.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, I remember I was coach at an affiliate during that period of time.
Yeah.
And I remember having a lot of the same thoughts and concerns that you had. We were like, where is HQ? What are we doing? And to give you a little bit of cover, obviously firing the media team was absolutely nuts. And Sevan knows that.
Still is crazy.
You know, and so it's like, it was nuts. And I appreciate you going into such depth on that answer. I think a lot of our conversations with folks in the chat was around, you know, your values of loyalty and everything. And it's just kind of some tension between, you know, obviously like who you are as a person and kind of how that situation went down and the loyalty that a lot of people feel for Greg. So I really appreciate you adjusting that, dude. Really appreciate it.
I think I came to it at that point, I didn't feel a two-way street of loyalty with Greg, you know, like, I don't know.
Fair. And it wasn't there. Hey, it wasn't there. CrossFit was not loyal to you.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
You know,
I will agree with you on that. I was in a meeting where the CEO, not Greg or Dave, but the other CEO, Jeff Kane, in a room. I've told this story before with the entire fucking executive team there. said the number one place for L1s is Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
And that means people are going to the L1 for the wrong reason, and we need to stop doing them there. And I stood up in this meeting and started yelling at him. And I said, I don't give a fuck where they do the L1s. If people want to go to an L1 in France to also see the Eiffel Tower, that's not for the wrong reason.
Right.
What the fuck is your problem? And Greg pulled me aside and said, hey, dude, you're acting belligerent. I go, dude, this is fucking idiocy.
Right.
And you're right. So at that point, I knew that there was something was wrong with the company. And you're right. There wasn't a loyalty to you. I never heard it. I never heard anyone at HQ ever say anything bad about you. Of course,
no,
maybe except for myself. Yeah, but there wasn't a loyalty to you that there should have been. Like, you had a special relationship with Dave. You did have a special relationship with Greg, but the loyalty piece was missing, and that sucked. That hurt me. I want you to know, though, I take full credit for the only one who stood up in that meeting and yelled at the CEO. They yelled at him. To where they had to fucking break it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
My man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I needed acknowledgement. I appreciate that. You see me, right, Rich?
Hey, Rich, you the man. I'm gonna hang up, and I want to say R.I.P. Caleb Beaver. We're gonna miss you, buddy.
Caleb will be around. Come on, he's not dead.
He was here yesterday.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for the question. Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate that. Because it was a hard time. Like
I think also one thing too that shouldn't be underestimated or overlooked is the fact that there was a lot of pent up aggression just because of the situation of COVID at the time. Everybody's gym was shut down. Stress levels were really fucking high. It was like, don't tip the boat. Don't tip the boat. If you were a CrossFit Games athletes 2 years prior to that, you were drugging through the mud. You weren't even sure if your sport was going to continue on or what the opportunities were going to continue there. So you have that. Nobody ever got a phone call there. Nobody ever explained the situation or told you guys what happened. So you already felt burned by that. You have all this pent up aggression about the lockdowns and everything that's happening. And then that thing comes into play. So I think we also need to recognize the sequencing of events that happened there that kind of led to some of the actions that are pushed that may not have otherwise happened had those other two things not a sequence before it.
Yeah, it was like a, rug pulled out from underneath you and a couple of different things. Like you're saying, the games, I'm like, man, I poured my life into this and kind of, like this thing has grown and it's getting to a really big point. And then it was like, nope, we don't do this. And then I actually saw Greg at one of the CrossFit Health things, and he walks up to me and he says something to the effect of,
that was in Tennessee. I was there too.
It was in Tennessee, and he made a comment to me about something about winning 3 CrossFit Games, which whatever. I don't care when it really comes down to it. I don't care the number or anything. He's like, but none of that matters. And I was kind of like, it doesn't matter, but it does. Like, at this point in my career, and I felt like, hey, I was helping. I've always looked at the CrossFit Games is a showcase of what we can do in the affiliates, what's possible. Is it CrossFit? No. Is it a marketing tool? Is it an expression? Is it something for people that do CrossFit every day that they can level with us? They can do similar workouts. I can't go catch passes from Tom Brady. I can't go, I can go play flag football, but it's nothing like the same playing football. And so CrossFit, I think, has that unique where, hey, I can literally do the exact same workout, almost the same, standards and everything that the pros are doing and feel connected. Can
I take a stab at this,
nothing.
Rich?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. You were always more than open to be the ambassador for the cure to the world's most vexing problem, and you were never used for that. Instead, you and the rest of the athletes were pushed away like a detraction.
Yeah, when exactly. What it should have been. And I was a big proponent of this. Why not get the athletes together? They will fucking push that message. Like, let's whore the games out to say we have the cure for the world's most vexing problem and save people's parents.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And it was never utilized. Instead, it was just immediately the thought was they're a distraction from their magic. And it didn't have to be.
We can all work together.
Yes, it didn't have to be. I agree. And I think that's where you felt you were doing your part by showing up at those things, but you weren't being utilized.
Level ones, like I could shut the gym down to level 1s because
you were more than open to be exploited, and they didn't take advantage of your star power. Instead, it was belittle what you did. Yeah, it was a huge mistake. Yeah. Fucking huge mistake.
Agreed.
And now now it's worse than ever.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It's
Hey, and I can tell
and I like Don. Have you met Don, Rich?
Don seems super nice.
Yeah.
We've talked in
And
passing
smart.
more than we've actually sat down and had a lengthy conversation. But I mean, from what I can tell, he seems to care. And I mean, anybody who's been, a Marine and come back and done the things that he's done, I'm for, and Dave seems to like him, which I value Dave from, me and Dave, I love Dave and there's loyalty there. And so like, if Dave seems to like him, then I'm on.
Hey, just so people know, I know we've talked about this before. When Rich says he loves Dave, don't think that their relationship's been all fucking roses.
No, we've had our rough patches.
Boys play hard.
Yep, exactly.
Sevan, I think you should just take one quick second and go through the
I'm going to
super chat. Okay, cool. Because one of them was very interesting from somebody who you like to argue with. So I thought that was.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay,
thank you. Will Rich find Masters challenging? I don't think $2 is enough to answer that. Rich,
absolutely, it will be challenging, or it is challenging. I don't think. I mean, there's some fit dudes.
Ben, I'm just joking. I love you. Thanks for the money. Rich, donation is $500 if you commit to the games for 35 to 39 right now.
No, right now we got to commit. Pin them down.
12 daily doses of stuff. I brawled with this dude the other day on the show. Brawled for 20 minutes, just warring over gun rights. Yeah. I appreciate, but I like money and I appreciate it. Yeah, let's make guns illegal for $99. Let's make all guns illegal.
We're game.
For $99.
Yeah.
No values of oil.
Yeah.
Throw it out the window.
There's another one down here. Okay, here we go. Here's just Philip Kelly. Rich has been a huge ambassador for CrossFit. He's on a level of his own, far from. We won't do that, but thank you, Philip. He is on a level of his own.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I saw another huge donation in here from a CrossFit fan, $1.99. That's very sweet of you. Thanks. You.
Maybe that. Oh, here it is. I got it. Oh, sorry.
Rich is back. The man is above reproach. What's reproach mean? Josh Lehrman. God, that dude gives a lot of money.
Jeez. Hey, bud.
I appreciate it. Andrew Hiller would like to say hi to you. Send you a few bats. Yeah.
Bats. We're not even doing anything. What am I doing that's not hitting standard?
Okay, let's Philip Kelly again. Rich, have you spoken to Greg since? Have you spoken to Greg? No.
I have not. Nope.
Oh.
And to be fair, I'd only spoken to Greg like 3 times in my entire 12 years of CrossFit to that point, or 10 years.
Oh, no shit. I thought you guys had spoken more. Okay.
No.
He was nice. Well, that being said, he was nicer to you than he was to all the other games athletes combined. Let's see what else is down here. Sevan the best. Sevan the best at hustling when Rich is on the show. Well, thank you. Rich brings out the best in everyone.
Hustling.
Jeremy World, $5 for Sevan to actually play the Jon Stewart video so Rich can comment on it. Have you seen the Jon Stewart video? I'm not gonna. Have you seen it, Rich?
No,
you don't want to see it. It's just gonna piss you off.
We don't want his hot take. Yeah,
I don't have any social media, so it's a blessing. And
just saying hi. Oh, you're not messing around with your social media?
No, well, I mean, I make the post, like I make the saying and the videos and stuff, but I don't actually physically post it and get on Instagram. I just can't, man. It's just a dark hole.
Okay.
I hear that.
I don't know why you have to be judgmental against dark holes, but that's a different show. So I want to show you. Look at going back to fun stuff. Jeez, thanks Tom for taking the show down.
Hey, it needed to be done.
Look at Cameron Haynes here. This is pretty crazy. This is actually so. There was a fight this weekend. I don't know if you're a UFC fan, but there was a fighter named John Jones who's like the greatest fighter who ever lived, and he fought for the heavyweight title this weekend. So it's a huge fight, right? Because this guy went up a weight class. He hasn't fought in 3 years, and here's the 3 biggest commentators in the sport. It's Daniel Cormier, the guy on the left, and Joe Rogan in the middle, and then John Anik in the blue suit. And then watch this. This is just as John Jones secures the title and becomes hands down the greatest fighter who ever lived on the planet Earth. Okay, here we go. I don't even know if there's audio to this. Is that your buddy back there with the hat on?
Right there.
Look, Cam's been wearing an Into the Storm hat lately. We get Into the Storm hat.
Look, there he is getting hugged, getting manhandled.
But that's David Goggins.
David Goggins, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Right there.
DC was not happy about that.
Not happy.
Oh, because John Jones lost. Or won, because John Jones won. Right, good point. Is that an Into the Storm hat he's wearing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow. He loves himself some Rich Froning.
Man, Cam's a good dude. He was like I said, it was a super, super fun couple days. And, man, he just likes to run and work out. That's what he wants to do and shoot.
Hey, when he picked you up at the hotel, was that your guys' first interaction ever?
Yeah.
Like in person?
Yeah,
really? So we got to see that.
We'd text kind of randomly a couple times. He's a lot like me where if he has his phone when he gets the text, he'll respond right away. But if he does not have his phone, he's probably doing something else, and you might get a text back like 2 or 3 days later. We're
3 to 5 business days.
Very similar in that regard. So it was cool to like connect with him. I'm a big fan. Been getting into hunting a lot the last couple of years, and so to hang out with him for a couple of days, see his spread and kind of all the things that he's done. And pick his brain about hunting stuff too. It was cool.
Does he have a day job?
He did. He just retired. He was part of kind of public works on the water side there in Eugene, Oregon. And he's now retired. I think he retired in like October or something. See,
Sevan, of course, Rich knows UFC. Do you know UFC? Do you follow UFC?
I don't really watch a ton of UFC. I know it, and I know Chandler. Chandler's been here a couple of times and is good friends with Jim Hensel, who's here. And so I know Michael pretty well.
Did you watch the fight this weekend?
I did not.
No, Patrick, he doesn't know UFC. I'm telling you,
Sorry.
this guy has turned into a family man. There's some clues he's already given. There's some clues he's already given.
I watch UFC when my kids are fighting in the floor every night. So there's that.
You are seriously considering coaching your kid's softball team?
I got roped into it. I signed Trice up, and then the guy emailed and said, "Hey, we need coaches." I said, "I'll 100% support and be an assistant coach unless you absolutely need head coaches." And he said, "We absolutely need head coaches."
Oh, that's awesome. Fucking slap that dude on the ass for me. That's brilliant. Hey, dude, you got to film that for us.
Well, it's weird because it's other kids.
I know, but people are going to want to see you in that role with kids.
See that. They're going to want to see that.
Rich is just like pushing kids face down in the mud.
Popping up.
Yeah. Stay in front of that ball.
Don't you cry. You look like a bitch. Get back out there.
Exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
you were saying that stuff to what's the guy's name? The camera guy's name? Dre Strom.
Yeah.
You told him, hey, you're fucking embarrassment to yourself. There's people watching you working out right now. You told him that?
I may have said something along those lines. Maybe almost word for word, but yeah. Dre,
that's amazing.
But that's what Dre needs. Dre's not one of those he got up and was good. You know, like me and Dre have that relationship. And that's something I learned with people and being on teams is some people need motivation different ways, and Dre needed to be told, hey, quit feeling sorry for yourself.
God, that's so good. That's when my wife was giving birth, I can't remember which kid it was, but one of the duelists said that to her. She's like, hey, quit saying no. I don't want to hear no come out of your mouth again. And I wanted to slap that bitch for talking to my wife like that.
Yeah.
But my wife's like, it worked.
All right, it worked. There you go.
Yeah, it worked.
Some people need different motivation. Some people need to, be told, hey, you're all right. Going to be fine. Hey, let's do this. And some people just need to be told they suck.
So you'll actually do that. You'll be coaching. You're going to be a coach for a kid's softball team.
Yeah, it's coach's pitch. So I don't want to be when it's.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You throw the pitches to the kid?
I'm throwing the balls. Yeah. So it's like a step above. He's also a year and a half.
What if you get injured doing that?
No, I mean, dude, man, I got if we're talking one sport, like my glove, one sport and one trait of that sport or skill of that sport, my glove hand is pretty good. So
what if you get hit in the head and you have to fucking drink soup through a straw the rest of your life? Like there's some Christopher Reeves fucking accident.
I mean, it's 7 and 8 year olds. Trice is Trice is a year and a half too young. But I'm not playing T-ball, where they set it on the tee. And so we're going straight to coach's pitch. So it's going to be bad, but I will bow out from coaching when it actually means anything. I don't want to be that guy that they're like, oh, Trice is only playing because his dad's the coach. I don't want any part of that.
The parent politics, everybody's favorite part of Little League.
Yep, exactly.
Do you pay attention to the NFL draft at all?
A little bit, not as much. I will when the draft comes around. I didn't watch the.
Is my buddy going to get drafted?
Stuff. Man, it sounds like it. Looks like it, right? I mean, He ran, what, he ran a 4.8, I think. But as a quarterback, that's pretty good.
There was another quarterback there that was setting all sorts of fucking combine records. There was another quarterback there that didn't even have to do the combines. It's some fucking midget from Alabama.
I think a lot is put on the combine. I think from the outside, just because there's nothing going on sports wise for NFL people.
Right.
And so I think they'll look more at game film and things that they've done and kind of those things that you can't test for. And so I think your boy will be fine.
Division II hasn't been no one's been quarterback hasn't been drafted. Division II since like 98 or something. Maybe any. Yeah. I want to go back up here again. I can't believe this guy donated $99. These two guys, Josh Lehrman. That deserves a second thank you.
Yeah.
And 12 doses. 589. Can't wait to see Rich throwing heat at 8-year-olds.
That's right. I've already taught Trice the importance of the brushback pitch.
What's that?
When they crowd the plate or start talking trash, you throw at their head. It was a wiffle ball. It was a wiffle ball. I actually did that. Hillary was joking around and playing in the front yard with us too, and so she hops up there, gets in the plate, and I threw it behind her. Oh man, you should have seen the look of fire that came from her eyes. With the
wiffle ball or a real ball?
Oh no, that was a real ball.
Oh my goodness!
It was behind her. She's fine.
Oh my goodness! Did you see Arnold this year at the Arnold?
I did not.
Screw y'all freedoms.
I know. Yeah, no, I didn't get to see him. I did, man. They had those medieval like battles that you remember. Was it Dale Saran that used to do that?
Yeah.
Man, how has nobody died doing that?
That clip in your video where the guy's taking the shield and driving it into the guy's eyeballs is fucking intense.
It's crazy, right?
Intense.
Man.
Intense. I would have watched that like 3 times, but I was in a hurry.
An axe to the neck? Like what?
Yeah. How has no? Yeah.
I don't get it.
You went into CrossFit Gahana.
Yep.
Do they know you're coming?
No, that one we just kind of on the fly dropped in. I wanted to drop in for Friday Night Lights, but we didn't get in till too late, and so just dropped in and did they do a Mayhem affiliate programming. So I'm trying to whenever I travel, kind of like Dave used to do, where he drops into affiliates and just drop in and do the workout with them. So it was a ton of fun.
And were they crazy cool with you being there?
Oh yeah, they were great. We did it in CrossFit Waldwick in New Jersey. We told them, gave them a heads up. But yeah, man, it was awesome. They let us jump right in. Lakeland, they had a kids class going on at the same time. Lakeland jumped in on that, and so it was awesome. She was in kind of the back room doing her CrossFit Kids stuff, and I was in there doing the main class. And I mean, that's what we're working towards, right? We want those kids to jump in and be able. She was right in there and ready to go.
And anyone freak out when they see you? Like just walk into their gym?
It was funny. So this is Scott's like, this was his dream. So this guy, we're talking, and I'd never assumed people know who I am. And this guy had no clue. He goes, "Hey, do you have a YouTube channel? I think I was watching a video of you came up on my, on my."
This was at list. The gym. This was at CrossFit
Gahana. Yeah, it was at the gym. It was at the gym, and so it was like Scott. That's Scott's dream. His second dream is for somebody to see one of our hunting videos and not know who I am for CrossFit, but know who I am for hunting. Like that's what he wants.
Oh, that's cool.
That's like us.
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
It's a CrossFit podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would love it if someone thought, hello, caller. I hung up from the Netherlands.
What's happening?
Yeah, that would be awesome if someone knew me as just a regular podcaster, not a CrossFit podcaster. Fuck, that would be awesome. Luca, I don't know what that is. Is that Luca?
Luca's in.
What money is that with an R?
A ruby?
Rubies?
We take all money. Thank you, Luca. And what this is what was crazy. Then Scott interviewed. It was Scott Vandersloot who was there with you.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he interviews the dude, and the coach there said that he used to do CAP programming. That's the one that CrossFit sells. Did you watch that video?
I've not watched the video yet.
It's pretty intense. The guy's like, "Hey, we did CAP. I was determined to stay with CAP, and all my coaches were like, we're gonna do Mayhem, and I kept fighting with them, and then we switched to Mayhem, and he's like, and Mayhem's like way better." It's a pretty no, it's fine. I mean, it's very candid. It's very candid. But it's quite the crazy endorsement.
I'll say, man, Darren. I mean, you know Darren.
Yeah.
And so Darren.
And right after that, by the way, I DM'd Darren. I said, "Hey, will you come on the show?" I just DM'd him today. Yeah.
You get him on there. Man, it's been cool to see him. You know, he's such an incredible coach. He's good with people. He knows, how to motivate people differently. And so he did such a good job when he was the head coach here on the day-to-day, like coaching stuff, but he is such a poor manager of people and anything that's not inside the gym. And so for him to kind of find that niche when they went back, and take a lead on the affiliate programming has done an incredible job. I mean, him and Josh work closely together here at Mayhem. Darren will program the workouts, and then Josh will say, "Hey, you either need to change this."
Josh or Jake? Are you talking about Jake or Josh?
No, so Josh Malone. Josh runs Mayhem here. He's COO, and then as the head coach TJ technically is the head coach at the gym, actual physical location of the gym now. But Josh is very involved with that. And so him and Darren go back and forth on, hey, this would be better for general public, because Darren does get a little crazy at times. And, working with me for so long and us training and programming together for so long, he does get a little aggressive at times. And you're like, hey, that's a little much, but it's fun.
Darren?
Yeah. So it's good for I say all that to say I'm glad that he's found a niche and does such a good job with it. Everybody that does Mayhem affiliate program loves it, and his videos and kind of explains everything, and super proud of him for that.
I can't wait I'm going to ask him some fucked up questions.
No, get him. You need it.
Yeah.
If you can get him stuttering, you're good.
Okay.
That's when you're in Darren's head.
Have you ever given Rich a bloody nose? That's my opening with that. Well, I don't even, what's, this is 7
pesos.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think so. MX is Mexican peso.
Are we rich now? David
Yep.
Aguilar Vasquez. I left CrossFit for 10 years. Rich will always be Jordan, in my opinion. Came back and all seems fragmented. Glassman out, trash talk amongst athletes, decentralization of business model, away from CrossFit CFHQ, lots of wokies doing wokies. There's
pretty good synopsis, huh?
Yeah, but I don't think that there's a lot of wokies doing CrossFit.
No.
I really don't.
No, I don't think so either.
Only reason why I'm reading this is because you gave $100. This is just complete horseshit. You want to fight with me again, dude? Come on. Sevan, I watched the pod that the fat British chick who hates you last night. She literally broke you down for all the best reasons. I love you. Creepy Sevan is the best Sevan. There is no creepy Sevan.
Oh, now we know
Sevan.
Yeah, there is no creepy Sevan.
Now we know 12 doesn't need context for things. That's good. All those clips were out of context.
And thank you, by the way, David Aguilar. Thank you, Vasquez. Look at you. I wonder if everyone's going to start using 3 names now since he has Richard Lyle
Froning Jr.
There was a question on here I wanted to ask Rich also that I saw someone else. Yes, here we go. Andrew Slater. Sevan, can you ask Mr. Froning how the Mayhem Freedom team is coming? Yes, I have on my notes. So what's up with Angelo? How is he doing?
Angelo's fit. Which worked out this morning. The team should be good. They've got Zoe she was on 8th day. They've got Kyra from out west, and then Sam, which Sam is a beast. He's a super fit guy. He's made to semifinals a couple times, or I think last year. And they'll work really well together as a team. Angelo's a pretty good. He's got the experience.
Will they make it to the games?
Yeah, I think so.
How about Tyler Christoffel? Will he make it to the games? I got in a fight with JR yesterday. JR says he's going to make it, no doubt. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
I hope so. Just, seeing what he puts in. And, I mean, he's super fit dude. He just, some weaknesses that always seem to show up, but we're trying to work on those things. And just happens that most of the time his weaknesses are my strengths. So we're just doing more of that because I like doing that stuff anyway. So
is he your training partner right now?
Yeah, I'd say me and Tyler probably train together the most. Guy jumps in with us quite a bit. Angelo is with us a lot. Luke Parker's with us a lot. The girls kind of do what we do, but they do it together, and just they think they're hilarious. So we just kind of excommunicate them because they're annoying. But
Paige killed the open,
kidding. Dude, Paige crushed it. Bailey super fit. So, man, we got a good crew, good group of people, good group of athletes. I'm
loving Paige. I want to get on the Paige train. She's the shit. Yeah.
Page train. Yeah, she's crushing it. She was in here earlier. Darren is kind of taking a little bit more of a lead on her programming, day-to-day programming, and then I'll kind of look over it too and help. But we're spread, so we got so many athletes. You got to make sure they get the attention.
And Haley's taking a break.
Haley's taking a break, so she'll pop in and out of here. She's in Cookeville and just taking care of some things.
She's going through some deep shit, right?
Yep.
And someone said, "Hey, Sevan, what do you think?" And I was like, "Hey, we all need to go through some deep shit. At some point between you're 18 and you're 30,
yep.
You have to look up to the heavens and say, God, do you see me?
Yep.
What the fuck is going on here? You have to fucking dig a hole and bury yourself and you have to do some deep soul searching, because the window is going to close once you start having kids and shit, right? You want to have some sort of breakdown and an enlightenment. There's an enlightened phase that every healthy person goes through, right? I mean,
yeah, it's just hard for it to be public, you know. That's the hard part is, you know, everybody's looking to her and there's some pressure on her to compete. This is her livelihood, and you know, I don't want to speak for her, but she's getting there. And told her, hey, whatever you need from us, we'll be here, because like I said, loyalty for me is a huge thing, and so she's one of us and has been one of us for so long that I want to make sure that she's taken care of.
And you bring up a good point at public, right? So like when I had my fucking soul searching, I got rid of everything I owned, and I was homeless, and I was fucking naked on the beach doing mushrooms. And you're right, I don't want anyone I don't want that on fucking YouTube.
That wasn't a metaphor, that was real.
Yeah, no, I mean it was just condensed Cliff Notes version, but you're right, I don't want anyone you know what I mean? I don't want anyone seeing that. And you're right, that is what she's telemarketer.
And it's not for the public either. Yeah, that's
Hello?
No, exactly. Like nobody needs that.
Yeah.
Hello,
this is the National Police and Trooper Association. We're calling everyone to let them know the new drive is underway. Like always, your support will go to representing the needs.
Are you a real person or are you recording?
Whether that be better equipped. You know, you're actually talking to a live person.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Computer for quality control purposes.
Holy shit.
I was not expecting that.
That's amazing.
Ask them if they lowered their standards.
Can you email me?
Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.
Okay. I was going to give you money, but I appreciate it. But you hung up. What the fuck? That was weird.
That was a trip.
I'm not giving you a lighter.
They need that missing component.
No, they need to light that blunt. You gave them the papers and a ladder. Oh, I don't want a lighter. I want a ladder.
Sevan.
Stop. Oh,
hey,
my gosh.
Would you rather give your kid a lighter or a ladder? Do you get a 12-foot ladder or
man.
a lighter?
That's a good one.
Probably more with a ladder.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And one you can only hurt yourself. The other one you can take a lot of stuff down with you.
Yep, that's right.
So Haley's still in Cookeville?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And you still see her? She's just hanging low.
Yeah, she's just kind of hanging low. I saw her the other day. I mean, she'll come in here every once in a while and work out. I was out riding my mountain bike at one of the parks the other day, and she was out there walking her dog too. So, you know, it's just, it's hard. You don't want to be too invasive, and, you know, it's like, hey, if you need me, I'm here. And so she's got a good group. She'll figure it out.
And you do say that? You say, if you need me, I'm here?
Yep. I try to check in on her regularly if I can.
And how about like yeah, okay. I was gonna say I don't know what your relationship with her, but someone is. I'm guessing when you say you check on her and she comes in there, so there are people in the group who are having one-on-one time with her, just loving on, just basically loving on her.
Loving on her.
No, she doesn't need to say anything. She just needs people to listen to her and just process.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, and can you relate to what she's going through?
Yeah, man. There's pressure. There's like, I'd be lying if there were years that I was like, screw this, I'm just gonna go back to the fire department so I don't have all this pressure, and I'm over it, you know. Like there's been times, and then, you know, it's just seasons. That's why I try to get around to her. Is like, hey, you know, you got to do what's best for you, and if that you feel like this is what's best for you, then absolutely do it. You know, luckily for me, I don't know, just I liked having people around. I feel like Haley at times is a little bit more private than me, and so you know, I like groups and my people and hanging out, and it makes other stuff fun. And then I just kind of one day at a time. And so, but yeah, I can 1000% relate to part of what she's going through. Part of it I can't, you know, that's more personal on her side. And it's tough. It's a lot of pressure to compete every year. And I mean, anybody who's been at the top level of anything kind of knows that. It's what's expected, like when it becomes expected, it's a little less fun.
Yeah. Well, and you talk about that in the Cameron Haynes podcast also. Like, you point out like the 3 missteps you had in your CrossFit Games career, like the rope, the walking one time, swim. And then the swim. And it's kind of, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that sucks, because when you're expected to win, then the pundits like me, all we're doing is waiting for you to fuck up. Like no one's like, oh my God, Rich killed it. Everyone's like, okay, but his shoes untied. What a jackass.
Yeah. But that's what that's what people go to, and that's how people make a living. So yeah, but I mean, it's like when everything you do is under a microscope, and especially now, like luckily when I kind of, I guess I've grown into where I am currently. There wasn't, we had maybe Twitter, but there wasn't Instagram, wasn't big. There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't all this social obligations that you had. And so it was a little bit more intimate, a little bit more private. I remember, just kind of grinding in my garage and doing my thing. And the only time to get or see any real scrutiny or anything like that was like the update show or any videos that came out on CrossFit.com when they had a media department. And those were the only real times to read the comments and get, you can go down rabbit holes, and people on the internet are ruthless. And so I didn't live with that. And so now I've grown into that over 12 or 13 years versus just being thrown into it,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys have a significant investment in media. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
Significant, right? Like sometimes do you ever look at the numbers and you're like, wow.
Yep. But I mean, it feeds everything that we do, like it is the world we live in currently. And yeah. But I also get to look at it like, hey, I've got five people that I provide a life for, and
mm-hmm.
Not a life, but I provide, for them and their family, and, they're doing their job and they have a job. So,
and they love.
Yeah. Well, most of the time I think they love it. Scott loves it.
That 20-mile run, maybe.
Yes. Right.
And the same thing over at Street Parking. I think a great deal of their success is their insane media. They have a massive media house over there.
Yep.
And on top, like my mom's always like, hey, it's the best, tutorials or whatever that I've ever seen anywhere. Their app's great. And I think about that. And that's just to emphasize how crazy it is that CrossFit doesn't have. Like I would fucking fire, like I could tell you 30 people I'd get rid of right there and just hire media.
Have
people.
A media. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what drives the world at this point,
It's
and I don't you try not to look at it from like a complete numbers standpoint, because it really is a wash. You're losing money technically on media, but it supports everything. It's everything. It's the lifeblood of this company, like it's what does it. So
yeah, it's 2023. If you're not a media forward company, you're not a company anymore. You're not relevant. So you have to start with the media and then build in backwards. But it does a twofold. It's evergreen. So you're always gaining an audience. You're always marketing. And it's also a product, because you're going to make some ad dollars off it. You can collect some sponsors and everything else. Yep. So it's just insanity that CrossFit doesn't just charge the lead on that.
I didn't really even know they didn't have a media department until we were up there at the open announcement. And, Scott is like, his media head is like, why don't they have this? Why haven't they done this? Why are there no videos out? Why blah, blah, blah? Because then, Scott had a video out the next day. And so it's crazy.
Dude, they have one video guy. One. And then they have like 10 bosses. So what we had is we used to have like 3 or 4, 5 bosses. Like we had a boss of the photography department. We had the head of media, which was me. We had a head of production, which was Tyson Oldroyd. We had a head of the journal, which was Mike Wargnan. But then under them, we had like 70 people who were actually creators. Now they have like 10 admin and one. It's crazy.
Seems efficient.
It's fucking crazy. And they're not talented people. The video guy's crazy talented. He's an award-winning film. No, it's a guy named Jay Vera. I think Dalton's just a contractor too.
Contractor.
Yeah,
I like Dalton. I like Dalton a lot.
They got they're in a world of fucking hurt. Do you have to go pee, Rich?
No.
Okay. Can I keep you 6 more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. David Attaway. 2 years as a Mayhem affiliate for CrossFit Oviedo, and we love it. Longtime fan of Rich,
awesome.
Of
Thanks,
course,
David.
as well. And when they say Mayhem affiliate, meaning they're
They do
using
our
your programming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. God, you're putting my kids through school. John Clark. I would love to see Heidig on mushrooms. Oh, that means father in Armenian.
Is that, or did he just did he misspell? Oh,
he
that
did,
is
he
that
did
Haley?
misspell it, but I appreciate the attempt. Justin Zuzumbo, affiliate owner in Utah. What is it? Like Salty Cave CrossFit? Salty Creek? Salty Beaver? Salty Beaver.
Salty Hive.
Salty Hive. It's Salty Hive.
Salty Hive.
This is a thanks to Rich and an apology to Sevan for my untimely callings. You never have to apologize, buddy.
Justin.
I just love rousing you guys when you guys call. I'm actually flattered that you guys know the number even when I don't put it up. Okay. Let's talk about tampons.
The fuck?
I've never used one.
When Tiger Woods hands you a tampon, like how flattering would you be if Tiger Woods took the piss out of you? Like, imagine if you handed someone a tampon at the CrossFit Games.
Without lifting them?
Dude, they would fucking be like, oh my God. I mean, how much respect. I just wish the world understood that's Tiger Woods' way of, that guy will never get more respect. If the president called him to the White House.
Was that?
It's a crazy,
ridiculous of a
I'd take a used condom from Tiger Woods. Like, it's a crazy compliment when the GOAT gives you something, right?
That blew my mind. That was such a big deal.
People just want to be seen, and you got seen by Tiger Woods.
Who was it? He handed it to Dustin. Was it Dustin Johnson?
I don't even know the guy's name. I think golf is stupid.
But he was fine with it, you know?
For sure. Dude, he was flattered. He was flattered.
You know, what world are we living in at this point?
Oh my God.
Crazy
dude,
town.
If it's so crazy that the world doesn't understand that truly is that was a compliment he's paying that guy, right? I see you. I recognize.
Yeah, and they're just
100%.
having fun. Like, oh my gosh. Hyper sensitivity on everything, you know?
Or, well, this particular thing is just missing the target.
Yeah.
You've completely misread that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a passing of the torch. Like Tiger's acknowledging that guy is great.
Exactly. Man.
In hindsight, don't you wish you could have gone back and done that?
I wish I could have. Oh, he would have killed me though. That belt, you know, he threw that belt.
Yeah, the belt, the glasses, dude.
Face with it. He'd have killed me. Have him? You have him on here every once in a while, right?
Yeah, he was actually just on a few weeks ago. It was awesome.
Has he told you about chucking his belt through the glass window at his house?
No.
Have him tell you that story.
Perfect
It's
material.
great. It's great. Because we all have meltdowns. At one point, I took a wiffle ball bat to the side of my, barn when I was, it happens.
That's pretty feminine. A wiffle ball bat to the side.
It was the only thing I could find right there.
I love feminine. I love feminine.
Full on, and my neighbor, super good friend of ours, she comes over a little while after. She goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just missed a snatch 5 times and just full on went dummy on this wall with a wiffle ball bat."
Hey, when did he throw the belt through the window? When was that recent?
No, I think it's been probably 5 or 6 years, but you need to have him tell the story. It's, oh man, I don't want to do it. I don't want to take it from him because it's that good.
I wonder if
it was on accident.
I wonder if his boys were home.
I know he was training in his barn with some of his friends. I don't know if his boys were home.
Do you sponsor the games?
No, we sponsored the Rogue Invitational.
Do you sponsor the Open?
I don't think so.
You guys don't give money to CrossFit to promote Mayhem?
No.
Okay. Because that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, it would be kind of weird.
But I thought in the Open announcement.
But we are an affiliate.
What?
I said, but we are a CrossFit affiliate.
Yeah, you pay them money.
Yeah.
But it would be weird. I don't know, something would, I don't know, like if you gave them, let's say $20,000 to be like this, to be 23.2, the
presented by Mayhem. Yeah.
Presented by me. Because it was presented by Mayhem, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
By Chipotle, I think, actually.
And when they ask you, okay, so let me go back a little bit. Are you just kicking it? And by the way, is Rory fun to travel with? He looks like he keeps everything so light, like he's fun to
Rory's
travel
good. Scott's good. We had a good time.
Rory's such cracking jokes the whole time and just keeping it light.
Yeah.
And he has camera experience, so he knows how to
He
keep it. He's kind of like Darren.
Mode every once in a while, a little protective at times. He's like, oh, we need to do this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that was good thinking, because I don't think about that stuff.
Oh, yeah. He is protective to it. Yeah, I can see that. What about and I think he takes pride in he always had a lot of pride in his duties. He takes pride in the fact that he represents Mayhem, I'm sure. How does that go down that CrossFit wants you to come read the workout for 23.2? Who calls you? Like Justin?
I guess Justin talked to Rory. They found out Ari, I think, maybe talked to Rory first. I didn't.
So no one texts you. It's not like the old days where Dave texts you and goes, Rich, I need you here.
I was really just going to show up to kind of help Roman. And if he needed me, he really probably didn't need me. But I was just there to support him and be a part of that if he needed that. And then they found out we were coming. And when they found out we were coming, they asked if we would be a part of the show. And honestly, I didn't know until we showed up that day that I was reading the workout out. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You looked great in that shirt, that white
thanks.
CrossFit shirt.
It's very small, but yeah.
And white. That's a Noble shirt?
I would assume so. I think, because I had to change my pants. Even though I had black non-branded pants, I had to wear Noble pants.
Yeah, you looked yoked as shit in there.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been working, getting my upper body back after that shoulder injury.
And what's it like coaching Roman? Or not like him for him, but for you? Because I have this theory that you don't like to be coached, but you're realizing in 10 years. And so you don't want to coach people because you presume they're like you, but you've turned the corner on that now. And you're starting to be, just seeing you talk to him. I was like, oh shit. So like Rich is like coming out of his shell. Like
Facundo takes the lead on Roman and his programming. I'm more of like everybody else, kind of like I help Guy a lot more day to day. And I don't want that weird kind of, those two are going to be, top level competitors. And so I oversee and kind of Roman will send me programming and what he's doing. And I might tweak or change something that I think might be a little bit different or should be a little bit different. And then, obviously strategy stuff when it comes to competition, I'm there for, that's probably where I have the most experience. And so, it's fun. You don't want to, different athletes are different. So I'm still trying to learn kind of how everybody and whatever everybody needs, where I didn't need a ton. I just needed somebody to kind of like make things light like Darren did. I knew what to do for the most part. But I just needed somebody to tell me, hey, it's going to be all right. Or, hey, let's have some, like, just joke around in between and kind of kill that time in between where your brain can kind of go to different spaces. So I guess I'm there more for comic relief than anything.
But it didn't look like that though in the video. Like, do you feel insecure giving, like you say to Roman, and I don't sense any insecurity from you at all, but do you feel insecure when you're giving him that advice? Like, hey, just trace right behind Vellner. And then when you see him fucking get a little slow down, step on the pedal and fucking and pass him. Because you're saying that. And I'm like, I was trying to picture someone telling you that.
Right.
In your prime. Sorry, you are in your prime. In 2017.
About that.
I was trying to picture someone telling you that and you kind of being like, hey, fuck off. I'm not that I ever saw you act like that, but I can't imagine anyone trying to give you advice like that.
Yeah, it's tough. You don't know what they're already thinking, and it's a little bit harder too, like I said, with Roman, where you're kind of going through a translator. He understands English really well, but I don't think he's just not comfortable speaking it, but he's way better than he's ever been. And so I just don't want to like be, hey, get this jackass away from me. He's being too, being around too much. So it's more like if he comes to me and asks a question, that was more my, I'm there. And so
I love seeing you in that capacity, and I can only imagine that it makes him feel so special.
The weirdest part about that whole deal is like, I knew I was mic'd up and they were going to use it for part of the show. Both athletes are out there on the line and they're playing the show to everybody in the affiliate. They play that whole minute, whatever clip of me talking to Roman right before they're going. It's silent in there other than that, my voice, and I hate my voice regardless. And so I'm listening to me talk, and then it's like me talking and telling, and Vellner just kind of like looks over at me like, what the hell, dude? And so I'm just kind of like covering my face. It was so
Vellner, God, I wish I got to ask Vellner about that. That's awesome.
It was so uncomfortable, and it's exactly what happened, but still, it was so bad.
Okay. This, and then one more question. Appreciate Rich taking time away from chasing kids around to hop on these podcasts for us. Always the GOAT.
Thanks, agree. Justin.
Oh, nice sweatshirt.
Yeah, CEO sweatshirt.
The Mayhem brand is bigger than ever. Congratulations on your patience. I mean, what great, who would have thought,
yeah, it's been a good run for sure,
that it would just keep growing like this. It's really cool. And it's a testament to who you are. What is there anything else you're working on business wise? Like what you have the coffee, you have the meat,
yep.
You have the programming, you have the actual brick and mortar gyms. Is there anything else that you have in the works?
I think the big thing, what we're trying to do is actually, narrow down our focus and make sure everything is kind of quality control at this point, making sure we're not spreading too thin and making sure we're doing everything really well. I have like separate passions. Like I said, the hunting, the outdoor space, that's something me personally want to do. I don't know if it'll necessarily be a business thing, but more that I just really enjoyed. I enjoy using my fitness and getting outdoors, but I think we're bringing on a little more people in different areas where, in programming or in just the athlete side, we had so many athletes that weren't getting attention because we had too many people. And so now we're trying to bring in, coaches to kind of help with that align with who we are and kind of what we believe, as well as in different areas like apparel and just getting people more help. Whereas, when we started, it was kind of a jack of all trades. People, Dre has been with us since the beginning, and I'll use Dre as an example. Dre went from athlete to media, and then we've grown so big media, he switched over to apparel. And then from apparel, now he's a branding. And so we've got a guy that kind of runs, Jesse, who runs apparel kind of number stuff. Dre's more on the creative side. And so it's been cool to have, like I said, people that have been with us since the beginning and have been a part of it. And so just trying to make sure that we're putting out a good product and that quality control's there. That's our big thing right now.
Do you own a Domino's?
I don't own a Domino's. I'd love to own a Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah. Why is there a Chick-fil-A in?
Yeah, in Cookeville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Chick-fil-A, but yeah.
Have you applied for a Chick-fil-A?
No, I don't have time.
Dude, it's crazy. I think it's 60,000 applicants a year, and they choose less than 1%. I think you need something like 2.5 mil just to start it up.
And
Rich, you gotta get a Chick-fil-A, dude. That would be crazy.
Work there for like a year or 6 months too.
Oh, really? That's another thing. So. Interesting. Yeah, and you're only allowed to own one.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy.
Hey, have your dad work there for you and just put on a hat and say he's you, dude.
That would be mom's expertise, actually. The restaurant stuff's mom.
Okay. When's the next hunting video dropping, Miss Ridow?
Spring's coming up. Turkey hunt will be coming out soon, so that'll be the game plan is get a couple turkey hunts in, maybe a rabbit hunt in Michigan with my cousins. Hey,
always love having you on. Thanks
awesome,
for
guys.
Everything. Thanks for keeping it real. Thanks for I don't know what you did to the kids. If you gave them
I don't know where
a bottle of Robitussin to play with, but they seem like they're out.
Yeah, they're gone.
All right, brother.
All right, love you back.
Cheers. I love you too, Rich. Bye. Well, Mr. Rich Froning, Lyle. I didn't know. I don't think I knew it was Lyle.
Lyle, his middle name. He's put that up there a couple times.
Tom Gearin.
Wow, took that somewhere unexpected.
Getting at him. Rich handled it so good. Not as good as me, but he handled it good.
Yeah.
God, I'd kill to see Sevan take Rich hunting. Dude, he would hate hunting with me. I'd be like, my feet are cold. My hands are cold. This hurts. I do need, hey, you don't even know. I do need a cigarette after that. Wow. It's always nice hanging with Rich.
Good stuff.
I do a little couple French inhales.
Couple French inhales. Amazing.
All right.
That was good.
It was great for me.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? When Avi was 10 months old, I put him on a skateboard, and he would put his knee down and then he would push with his leg.
Yeah, like the dogs that ride the skateboards.
Yeah, exactly like that. And I uploaded the video to like some it's like stock footage house. It's called Junkin Media. And every once in a while they send me a check because someone like bought to use the footage.
No shit.
Yeah, and yesterday I got a check for $857 from them.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna tell me it was like 45 cents or like $1.
Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking. That's right, boy. You make me that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already capitalizing.
And then Rich Froning came on today, and the money was pouring. Manny C. Serrano. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. I was gonna we went somewhere else and I didn't want to bring it back to what Rich has done for the community because you're already moving the show forward a little bit. But at one point I was gonna jump in and say I think I've gotten like 3 to maybe 4 members in the past. This would all be like 2013 to 2016 ish that came in that were like, I'm here because I want to be Rich Froning.
Well,
and like bought memberships to the gym and became members. Like straight up, like I saw him on ESPN on the fucking Sunday noon when they would play it. I watched everything he's put out since then. Now I'm at your gym because I want to sign up. We had one kid that fucking looked exactly like him, like the puka shell necklace he wore, the same rogue thing. And then I went back because I watched that day in the life that you did that we were referencing earlier when it was like him and Darren. I mean, I've probably watched that video like fucking 100 times. It would just play on repeat at my house on the TV in between coaching classes and shit. And I didn't watch it for a while. Right. And he came in and he was moving around. I'm like, why does his mannerism look so familiar? And I rewatched the day in life and I was like, fuck, he's acting exactly like him.
Wow.
Like to the breath, like that. And like picking up like, I mean, it was so much. It was like borderline, like, oh, creepy. It was like
there was some movie like that where one girl copied another girl and then tried to take her husband. What movie was that? I was a kid when it came out. It was some scary shit. Hey, I don't think it's a stretch to say let's say there's been 30,000 affiliates in totality, right?
Yeah, like, come and gone over the years.
Yeah, come and gone.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a stretch to say every one of those affiliates on average got at least one person because of Rich Froning's participation in the sport.
Yeah, I think you can make that claim pretty comfortably.
And let's say a year's worth of memberships.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say $2,000.
I mean, we got super lucky with him, like winning all that and his personality and his values and the responsibility that he felt and how he kind of carried the CrossFit banner and how, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of him and Dave's relationships, but Rich was doing a lot of stuff in those first years when he won, like when he got second place and he got like he was making the circuit. You know, you'd see him at level ones.
Yeah, the athletes were cool like that back then.
Yeah, and so he was doing quite a bit for CrossFit, and he was a great representative of of CrossFit. Not only the sports side of things, but the community, the methodology, all of it.
Jay Hartle, I started CrossFit from seeing Rich on ESPN, and I've been coaching since 2014.
Yeah, they play it on that Sunday when there's nothing else going down. No
hey, are there are people watching this broadcast right now, but they're behind the broadcast? Is that? And that's why sometimes the comments don't make sense. After 2 years, I'm starting to figure this out.
Yeah, they're behind a little bit. That happens to me sometimes. Like if you get a phone call or text and I'm listening to a show live and then you do it, then you come back and you're like, fuck, do I just skip back to live and miss these 10 minutes or should I keep it just moving, just be 10 minutes behind?
I started because of Sevan. Thank you. Trish, I can't believe Greg told Rich it doesn't matter. Oh, I can. Oh, I can.
Interesting.
Hey, as much as these guys are savages for what they do and they have odd character quirks and whatnot, don't think for a second Greg is not a savage. Some of the shit that Greg pushed through to bring CrossFit to us is absolutely nuts. A lot of people would, just even the thing, dude, the low carb thing, the squatting below parallel. I mean, for those of you who don't remember, like he had fucking death threats for him for the low carb thing.
Yeah, definitely swimming upstream.
Yeah, he was kicked out of so many fucking gyms. I mean, yeah, it's It's there's been some savages in this. I don't think that CrossFit will ever get back on the tracks, and someone may be like, well, it needs to evolve, or, but I don't think it's like that. I think it's misunderstanding what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't,
yeah,
I think it's a once in a lifetime type of thing that we saw.
I think so too. Yeah. And also too, Harry from our last affiliate series from last weekend made a great point. And he said, why is it that the affiliates in CrossFit aren't kind of lock and step on the mission? Like, if we're going to get 30 million new CrossFitters, like, how are we going to do that? And what's everybody's role in that mission?
And what, like Harry Singh was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And those are some really fundamental questions that, were great and need to be answered if that's going to actually materialize. 30 million people is a lot of fucking people, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Janelle Winston, Sevan, honestly, the CrossFit podcast truly ignited my passion for CrossFit, much more so than the games, which I liked. Yeah, I loved the games too. I like the people at the games. I like the stories, but the stories you told inspired me. Yeah, thank you. Well, it inspired me too.
I'm kind of sad because a lot of people won't ever experience this, but Carson, like the StubHub Center or whatever it was called before that, the Home Depot Center is when it started. I think that it was StubHub Center, but regardless, that time period, like 2012 to that 2014, that crowd that was there and the feeling that it had, it was like walking into a big affiliate. Like, you just felt like you knew everybody. You were all part of the same tribe. Like, you were all under the same roof together. And it was just, the nicest, really fit, good looking crowd of people you would ever come across. They really fucked up that last year. I don't know if you remember this, when they put the, Vendor Village out in front, so you didn't need a ticket to get in to Vendor Village. You could just go through Vendor Village. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah in Carson.
That changed it quite a bit. You needed that little bit of the gatekeeping there to make sure that only CrossFitters were on the other side of that.
Oh, why was it Harry in there in Vendor Village?
Yeah, it was just a different group because a lot of people were just coming off the street. Oh, I don't need tickets to come through here. Okay. Also, too, you were going back to, like, it was CrossFitters, so you could have your shit up and everywhere. You don't have to worry about people walking off with stuff. But when you're just wandering off the street because you live in the neighborhood and kind of meander in there, it was just a little different. It wasn't like
I never experienced that. That's interesting.
And I think they thought it would drive more sales. I don't know if it did or if it didn't, if that was successful, but it definitely changed the feeling a little bit.
Justin, do you guys think individual affiliates can carry the OG, Greg? Yeah, they can carry. Boy, I'm not sure I understand the question.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't understand that.
But I could make up an understanding for it.
Like, can you?
Clearly, people, the gyms that there are gyms that are doing CrossFit still. I think Rich's gym probably still has a really pretty good CrossFit vibe to it. I assume Craig Howard's does.
Oh, for sure.
I assume Sousa's does. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the culture shifts as time goes on. There is a people start gyms, the good CrossFit gyms, because they're passionate about the message.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the affiliates will stay true to CrossFit longer than the business. The problem is, and this is to no fault of anyone's, is that CrossFit was not a business to Greg. So, like, this podcast isn't a business to me at all, no matter how much. I want to even say, like, there's friends of mine and Sousa's who are, like, so into the business side of CrossFit, and you can tell that they run it like a business. And then there's gyms that aren't run like businesses, and there's just a better vibe there. CrossFit was never run like a business by Greg. It was his passion. It was his tool to express what he wanted to say to the world. And that will never come back. And so we don't know if this thing can succeed as a business because it never was a business. These aren't words of poetry. This isn't melodrama. I'm just telling you the truth. It just somehow functioned and made money, and so it could stay afloat in the world and have a voice and hire people. But it was not a fucking business. It was not selling blankets. It was not like,
well, it wasn't a traditional business in the way that a lot of the business-minded people look at it, or how people would normally perceive it.
Yeah, he wasn't selling cookies and looking to expand his brand and then have different kinds of cookies and then start selling cookie sheets. And then there wasn't like, there was never a business plan.
Right.
Like there.
But I would say, if I could add to that, some of the best CrossFit gyms have to have a little bit of both. It's a dichotomy that you manage, not a problem that you solve. Right.
Yeah. And if there weren't some people who managed the money, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were things that looked like a business to the average person, but it was just like, it was a necessity to keep the lights on. But there were a lot of dumb business decisions made at CrossFit that were absolutely brilliant for the community.
Right.
That would have never happened if it was someone running a business.
And to your point, like when we do stuff at the CrossFit gym, nobody's sitting down and saying, okay, we're going to do this community event. We're going to bring everybody together. And we're like, okay, well, what's our return on this investment? Right. So you don't like view it like that. You just do the community event. You know that it's going to bring value to everybody, and you might get a dollar amount return on that, but that's not why you do the community event. So similar to like what you were saying with the decision, some of the decisions Greg made at HQ.
Yeah. I think I've been to Mayhem before. I don't remember, to be honest, but I think I have. I can't tell if I've just seen it a bunch on video or if I've been there.
I have this feeling that we're going to go out there and do a live podcast at a train bridge.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I've been out there. At least. I've been out there a bunch before there was a Mayhem, for sure. I don't know if I've been out there since there's a Mayhem. I went out there definitely before. Anyway, I'm having fun. Oh, dude, I had an incredible call with Bruce Wayne today.
I talked to him too.
You did? Did he tell you what I said to him?
Nope, I don't think so.
I basically said, that's the first time I've ever talked to him, I think. Maybe besides like maybe at Wadapalooza.
Mm-hmm.
I called him. I said, hey, dude. He goes, hey. I said, I don't think people get it, but I think you get it. He said, yeah. I said, this thing is eventually going to take off. And I want to bring people in now who have enough time to just let me manipulate them and exploit them and work your fucking ass off for free. And I think you're the guy. I said, but eventually I think that this thing's going to I think we're on the brink of this thing taking off and this thing like making money. Like you can make $100,000 a year watching the fucking podcast instead of watching it for free. Maybe 300,000 a year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah. Like he was just like, yeah. Like, I know. Yeah. And I go, and you watch every podcast and you're fucking cool and you're sending all these thumbnails. What if we just give you access to the Instagram account? He said, great. And I said, but you can't, I go, they don't give me access to Instagram account. You can't like pretend like to be me. You can't say vaccine shit or talk about racism. You got to keep it like super clean. So of course I wouldn't give you access either. He said something funny like that. And then I said, and then can you just go around the internet and post to the Sevan podcast cool shit? Like, you see like someone who lost 50 pounds and you're like, hey, great. Did he tell you all this?
No. But I got the Cliff Notes version of it.
Okay. I'm like, never say anything negative. Just always say positive shit. Like, hey, great job. Like, you lost 50 pounds. I'm super stoked for you. If Rich sets a PR on something, hey, great job. And just go around and just make posts for us and just charge with the Instagram account. And he's like, yeah, I'm down.
Awesome.
So no one knows I'm not like trying to claim this idea as my own. I had talked to Sousa about this like maybe like a month or two ago. And Sousa said he was game. But then I just got Hiller asked me today, he's like, hey, have you ever met Bruce Wayne? And I go, not really. He's like, dude, he's a good dude. And then I was like, okay, shit. I gotta step on this. So then I'm like, hey, Bruce, you got to get together with Sousa and get the login. And you like it?
We got him set up. He already made a post.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. Got us 40 more people to this, or 50 more people to this show.
Oh, Heidi, why, that's why I can't be in charge of the, Instagram wouldn't necessarily be all positive. Give me in charge of something. We got to find something for
Fair enough.
Anyway, I'm so excited. I feel like, cause Brandstetter did such an amazing job and kept that breathing the life into that thing.
Oh, he killed it. Yeah.
And then now we have Bruce Wayne over there, kind of is version 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I was actually thinking, I got this idea from Hillary. Yeah, he should just be cruising around with that account, just spreading love all over IG.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
Oh, he's a good dude. Paper Street Coffee. I got a huge box today from Paper Street Coffee.
Oh, lucky. I've been living off my gas station shit for the last couple of months.
Oh, Gabe. Oh my God, Gabe. Hook up Susan. Hey,
that's all right. I like it to go to all the, like everybody else and to you. I'm the least important one.
The box smells is so stanky.
In a good way.
I carried it from my mail room at the Three Plain Brothers estate into the house. And I'm like, damn, this thing stinks. I loved it. There we go. There he is. I don't even know his real name. I think maybe I do. But when he answered the phone, he goes, "This is Bruce Wayne." I was kind of excited.
Yeah, he's gonna do great.
So stupid. I should have jumped on this a month or 2 months ago when you first said it.
Well, I like to have a little bit of period, like a little feeling out period. You let it happen. You kind of throw it out there and you let it percolate and then you pull the trigger on it. Sometimes you jump in too quick and it doesn't work out the way you want to do. But this one I felt is right.
Jack Mosley, wait, so Bruce Wayne handles the social media and the number one guest calls himself Batman? I know it's weird. That part is weird. I agree. That's some weird shit.
A lot of synergy there.
Oh yeah, what does we didn't run Bruce through the DEI council. I wonder if
I took care of him. He knows he's got it.
Please, does he fit any of our demographics? Does he check any boxes?
Yeah, we got a couple of them checked with him, so we're good to go. Yeah, good. He fits it.
Did he used to be a woman?
We yes, and we just need a couple more people, and then we're gonna come on here and boast and say this podcast has, and we're gonna start blaming everybody off, and it's gonna be incredible.
All right, I have to pee.
Okay,
thank you. Thank you, everyone. There is a chance. So tomorrow morning we have a live call-in show. It looks like Saturday we have.
No. We have Dallas. Dallas tomorrow. Friday live call-in.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh shit. Yep. Dallas exit. Oh, tomorrow's show is going to be crazy, guys.
It's going to be good. Yeah.
Okay. So, and we might do a late night show, not tonight, but
possibly Thursday evening.
Okay. Bruce used to be a black woman. Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Perfect. We've heard enough. You're hired. You're in.
Miss Valenzuela. Hello.
Thank you. I'm just excited I got to be on the show today. This 11 o'clock time was perfect.
Hugh. Yeah. I broke my pen cap off.
Okay.
All right. Wait, you want? Okay. All right. Bye. Okay.
Okay. Adios.
Hey, I want to see. Wait, before we go, I want to see how big this show is. I think it was a big show.
Yeah, it was a big show. He crushed it.
Rich, people really come on to watch Rich. People really like Rich.
I noticed a couple of the members of my gym were in here commenting. I'm like, oh, you guys fucking never watch the live calls. Rich is here. Here we all are.
Yeah, assholes. Oh, I don't even see the show.
Never happened then.
Oh my God, last night's show is huge too.
Yeah, those do great.
Oh, okay. Here. Oh yeah, this is a big show. God bless Rich.
He's the man.
All right. John Stewart video. Yeah. That's
we got a live call on that one. Yeah, we need some time.
Very soon. I watched it like 10 more times today. It really triggers me. All right. Love you guys. Souza, you the man. Executive producer of the Sevan Podcast, Mr. Matthew Souza. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
In the middle of the day. I know you have a day job.
Stoked to be here.
You have a day wife. You have a nighttime wife. All right, guys. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.